And good evening, everyone, and welcome out to Walk-Ons. Little pre-action there. Thought we had the game going on there. It's a beautiful Thursday night. There we are. Again, alongside of Head Coach Thomas Bachman. And Coach, I somehow visualize what goes on in your house a lot of times. You got your food there. You got a game on that's sitting there as well. And then you multitask at the best. What you got on the tube there? Go ahead, shout it out.
I'm watching these Buckeye Panthers checking in on our boys, you know. Coach McLaughlin, Coach Wood over there, two of the best that there is. And so just pulling for them.
Coupled up with 4-4.
Miss those guys a whole bunch and want them to have success. There's not many people better than those two. So just opportunity. I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to get to check in and watch some of it, but I can tell you right now I'm pulling for them hard.
The beauty of it is you're able to go back and watch it on our YouTube channel anytime that you want to. Make sure that you like and subscribe.
Watch it live where I don't know the result. It gives it a different feel.
It gives it. Well, you just can't text him during the game. Then that's the only thing you're not able to do that. Welcome out, everyone. Though here we are. Back to our original night, our normal night, Thursday night. Had a great time last Wednesday. That was the Natchitoches Central game that got moved to Thursday night earlier in the year. But so we did the show on Wednesday night, and that's the only one that we will do on a Wednesday night. But had a great crowd. There was about 60 folks out here. They were playing cornhole, and the cornhole game is set up out there, so the bean bags are there. I saw you out there throwing that a little bit too, Coach. But welcome back to Thursday night.
It's good to be back on Thursday night. I'm sure folks will start rolling in, and we'll get going. Get some people, some of the boys in this chair, and I might go whip Bradley and a little tossing it back and forth.
I see him shaking his head no, Coach. So I believe that he's saying no to that.
I'm up for a little competition at any time if he is.
Well, we are live here at Walk-Ons. It is the Thomas Bachman Show, Thursday night edition of it, and we will welcome in the Spartans from East Ascension. I believe they're the Spartans, aren't they?
They are the Spartans.
Yeah, they are. From Gonzales, Louisiana. Actually spent the night in Gonzales. No, I wasn't scouting down there, but the opportunity
you didn't get us any info?
Well, no, but I did have a little wager that's put on it with the mayor down there.
Gotcha. So
I don't want to wear any East Ascension shirt to work. So I need you to take care of that, guys. I need that taken care of. But, yeah, Mayor Barney Arsenault and I discuss the game just a good bit, so we're excited.
Good time, small world.
It was great to sit and talk to those guys. But let's look back at our Natchitoches Central game, Coach. It was good to get back up to Turpin Stadium. Love the area. The view from where we're at in the press boxes is second to none. I mean, you look out over the campus and over the skyline of it, and it's great. But the view down on the field was certainly much better than the last time that we were out there. Last time I talk about that too.
We've got several that were a part of that all those years ago, and I didn't hear a whole lot of talk from within the team. You know,
right.
I'm not saying it didn't go on.
That's why we didn't mention it till afterwards.
I didn't hear it. But yeah, it's a great stadium to play in. I always enjoy it. Just the atmosphere. They've redone the turf, so that's pretty new.
Able to share a couple of special moments there with TJ and Cole. That was great to see those guys up there.
Them, you know, two of the Ash greats, the all-time greats for us, and they're up there at Northwestern competing. That's always something that's just extremely rewarding, and those two, nobody did it better than their time here, you know, when they were with us. So to see them have success and be able to have a quick conversation with them and see them is really a special thing, and it's fun. I mean, it really is.
Opened up the game, and the game week 1 and week 2 it fell behind a little bit, and so here comes Natchitoches Central. They start with the opening kickoff and march down the field and look like that needed to get adjusted.
Yeah, got a big chunk play on a 3rd and long where they called us misaligned, converted the 4th down. We had a couple opportunities to get off, and then hit the big play on a long yardage situation. Kind of get lost when the ball's in the air, back to it, and complete it for a touchdown. So credit to them. They made a couple of plays, had some good things on their opening script, took advantage, of us a little bit. But after that,
that's right. You talk about credit, and credit to you. Here come the Trojans on the next drive, and I believe, Chuck, that we're going to be able to go to that on our screen, and we'll look through the play, and then we'll back up and let you go back over it again, Coach. So when it pops up on the screen, take us through the set that you have right here.
We're just in a heavy. We got 2 tight ends on the field, so we're just in a little bit of a heavy set for us. Multiple tight ends, and it's just a simple power play.
We'll come. We'll come back to that. Just let's get into it and watch what happens on it here, and then I'll let you go back and explain. And that's first of the night for Datlin Cunningham. The touchdown there. He had 3 on the evening. All of those in the first half. But, Coach, let's look back at it just a bit. What are you guys recognizing here?
Well, I mean, it's just a simple power play. The kids at the line of scrimmage are sorting out the communication based on the looks that they get. It's an odd front, so, we've got no pressure. We're going to get 2 doubles at the point of attack, and that's what we get if you watch it, the tackle tight end combination.
We'll watch forward just a little bit.
Right here on the backside, you can see them pushing it all the way back to the backside. We're getting a good double out of the center and the front side guard. And here comes the puller, Trace, coming around for the front side. As he inserts, we pull the tackle, we pull the guard. It doesn't matter. I mean, an odd front, sometimes we pull the tackle a whole lot more than we pull the guard just to protect that backside B gap.
Take me through a little bit of the offensive line work. When they get up there, you know that they're making their adjustments from what are they looking for along the front line, and who's calling the signals? Is anybody on the front line making the adjustments?
The centers, they're all communicating up and down the line of scrimmage. I mean, all of them, they need to understand, who's working with who based on the front that they get, and so all of them are making calls. Obviously, the center is setting the schemes with a few calls that he makes as far as how we're going to sort out whatever's presented to us. But it's just, I say a simple gap scheme. I mean, they all, are responsible for a gap, and where their immediate gap is not threatened, we're going to look to create double teams, and that's where we get the 2 against that odd front attaching a tight end. We get 2 doubles at the point of attack, and they get a lot of movement. When you can move the front whenever you're running, our gap schemes, then we have a chance to have the play successful. We don't collect the backside linebacker, but he plays over the top in the back.
Finishing off the block, you can see, and the cursor is going around that now. You see a foot up in the air. That's finishing off a block pretty well, because that's the defender. And last I checked,
tight end,
feet are supposed to be down. So great job along that offensive front line. But it's Datlin Cunningham also finishing off a drive, and all 3 of his
running
touchdown
through some
drives.
arm tackles. He's finishing. You can see him. Running through arm tackles. And
Datlin, I believe, that was his 9th touchdown of the season.
Don't let me tell you.
Or let's see, 7th is what that one will be. He would have ends up the evening with 9. And we'll go back now to touchdown number 2, Coach, and just set this up a little bit, because this was the long touchdown strike.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot in the backfield. We run, some outside zone, and we're just going to give them that little play action.
What you don't see up at the top of the screen just yet, and the defender didn't see him for very long, is Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Mingo's to the bottom, Jalen's to the top, and just a simple little play action. Jalen runs by the one-on-one coverage. Every week we're going to have, different ways where we're going to try and push the ball vertically and off of different looks, and this happened to be the one that the coaches had scripted up this week.
You'll notice, too, he's got a good little cushion off. He's not really playing up press coverage on there. We asked Jalen last week on the show who was the fastest player on the team. He quickly said he was, and that was on display in this one as he runs right by the defender.
I don't know. I wonder if JT would argue him on that. I'd like to see him race.
We've got room out here. Yeah, we'll talk to JT and ask him about that.
I don't necessarily want to see that tonight.
You can't say that you want to see it and then say you don't want to see it, Coach.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
I want to see it, just not tonight.
All right, here we go. It's now. What's coming up at the end of this, and I put it at the end of it, is probably my favorite play of the night. That was the 2-point conversion that we get out of the swinging gate there. That Mingo thought he was going to run the option. Then he does a jump pass over to Bryce Rushing, who's centered on that one, and just a great play call. But we'll get to that in a moment. So 17-6 now. This followed the safety too. We didn't see the safety. Take me through a little bit of what set that safety up.
A lot of pressure. Bad snap over their head. We're back there on top of him. He's not outside of the pocket, and he just kind of tossed it. So we got an intentional grounding, which gave us the safety, which means we should get pretty good field position off of that.
Right.
In which we, this is the the third.
And that's the intent
possession.
of that penalty, is to not let somebody gain by throwing the ball away like he did, because I think he was backwards when he just chunks the ball up. Lucky that it didn't get caught.
I didn't know whether they were going to call it a fumble or what they, but I will take the grounding.
I will tell you that crew, from what we saw, did a good job of getting together and discussing things.
Yeah.
You probably see it different from down on the field, but from what we saw, we had a good job of this. I believe it's touchdown number 2 for Cunningham.
A lot of similarities in the last play. We're just sorting it out. We arced the front side tackle. That guy, Hunter Rivette's going to arc. We're playing against the odd, and it's really just power for us in the way that we teach it. And it's power. You can see the front side guard, right center pushing the double to the backside. We get it wrapped. We're running through arm tackles again. I mean, this thing's hitting pretty fast. So
I've watched this play a few times, and it looks like to me at the end of the play, Cunningham was looking. He initiated the contact, looking
very possible. He's a load to tackle. There's no doubt. He's a good one. I'm glad he plays for us.
Now we come back, got the lead 25-6 in this one in the second quarter.
Same play, and he just takes it. That nose is fighting over to the front side. They overfit it, and he does a good job of seeing that nose getting over the top, and he brings it out the backside A.
And that's not 3 straight replays. That's 3 straight touchdowns from Datlin Cunningham. This one now changed things up a little bit, and this was a designed quarterback run, I believe.
Yes, designed quarterback run, just breaking some tendencies, here and there. I mean, Joe has the ability to do this stuff, and it's stuff that we'll do more as the season progresses because he's capable of doing it. A quarterback that can keep you accountable with his feet. We know Joe can spin it around. He can make every throw, but when the quarterback run, it's truly 11-on-11 football out there at this point when the quarterback becomes a run threat.
What happened in this play that set something up for a later play too? Because you see the play action to JT.
Yeah,
and when you bring Joe in, now it seems like that sets up JT
this
later.
This particular night, we had been running a lot of outside zone out of this backfield action, and so it's just a complimentary play off of a presentation of a play, and we try and teach it to our kids that way. Don't learn plays, learn schemes and concepts, and then, we can come up with a whole bunch of plays and ways to present the same schemes to the defense. But as far as the way we're blocking it and sorting things out up front, it's just one scheme, but
right.
there's an endless amount of plays and presentations of a play to a defense that you can come up with when the kids understand the scheme and the way to attack it.
And so
I feel like everybody does that, but I know that's certainly our approach.
Well, and what we like going about and having our film session, if you will, that we get to, the play before you had ran this play that we're going to watch now this one ends up at the touchdown, but the play before that, what was different about the 2 plays, one that didn't get into the end zone versus the one that did?
Well, we just missed a read. We try and cut it back inside when we clearly got it hooked, and, we teach, like a lot of people, bounce, bang, bend.
What do you teach?
Just different reads. So tailback gets one cut. You're either taking it to the perimeter. I got it right, yeah. Or he's just reading what's happening in front of him. If they over pursue and overfit it, the ball can get back inside of him. It's just old school toss.
We'll take a look at this, and this is JT Lindsey.
People have been running this.
Right.
We're just doing it from the gun.
And this time he cuts it to the outside, was not going to be denied.
Beats him to the corner.
Takes a little hit at the end of it, but gets into the end zone.
Never hurts quite as bad when you're in the end zone.
And now take me through this. You got a couple of the younger guys in there in this one. It was 48-6 in this one.
Let it roll. I mean, it's the youngins, and it's the same play that Datlin scored on the opening drive. It just is going to the left rather than right. It's the same play that Cunningham scored on.
We saw this young man play a lot in this one. Tell me a little bit about him.
Tylen's a junior for us. If people could see what he goes through every single day on the practice field with inside and what he does for the Look team, and it's a tough Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon for him, and he just shows up and continues to improve. So I was excited, to see him get in the end zone and his hard work. And that's the hard thing, whether people want to hear this or not, and whether I'm right or wrong, people can debate that all they want. The goal is not to run up the score on somebody or to embarrass another group of kids. I coach these kids. I know what these kids go through every single day, and there's only so many opportunities that they get on a Friday night to perform. And when it's, these are reps for these guys. These are reps for the guys that are going to be our future, and there's only so many of those. And
you've told us for years on this show
that
you
has earned that and deserved that. So
it's you're only guaranteed 10 games, and so you make the most out of
what our kids. So that's not we ran the football, but I owe it to the kids in my locker room to try and do what's best for them and the opportunities that they have when we know how hard they're working each and every day. And I hope for that young man that he gets plenty more opportunities to score a lot of touchdowns, but we don't know what tomorrow's bringing. So he had that opportunity right there, and we're certainly going to give him the chance to get in that end zone.
We go back early in the game. This was when the Trojans had scored their first touchdown and took their first lead of the season on there, and this is on a little bit of swinging gate. And something to watch, and I don't have my telestrator, but I'm circling it up there, is the center is your defensive lineman, Bryce Rushing. Over here is Mingo.
Yep.
And Coach Lott had said, wait a minute, there's a penalty flag right here. And we follow along with it, and Mingo takes off his gloves and sets them down there each time. And so it does give that illusion that's on there. And you've got your kicker that's going out to the wideout spot. And you guys, is he making these decisions on his own, or do you have it called in, hey, this is what we're going to do?
We're calling it, once we kind of see what's presented and what's going on. We're making a couple different calls. But, within the plays, there are multiple options that Mingo has an opportunity, a lot of trust in him.
Speaking of the option, I thought that's what he was running here. Had me fooled on it, too. We'll go through the play.
There is certainly an element of that involved. People have been doing this for a long time. I think the people that I saw do it as well as anybody is Coach McCarty. And when he was at Neville, I know what it's like to be on the other side of the field having to prepare for it, especially when you got a guy like Mingo. He had a guy named Cavante Turpin, who is playing for the Cowboys right now. Yep. And you talk about a nightmare, just make you lose sleep at night. Like, you can be everything right, and they could still just hit it on you. And then Coach McCarty, if anybody follows Louisiana high school sports, knows who I'm talking about. Head Coach Neville. I think he played in the Dome 6 or 7 times. I think he won 4 or 5 state championships. Just super classy guy. Did an incredible job there at one of the more storied programs. And I just remember what it was like, preparing for that. So when you get a guy like Amarion Mingo, who is very intelligent, loves the game of football, it's a lot of fun for us. Like, hey, got a lot of trust in you. Go be aggressive. Let's go play ball. And
selling it is the key in this too, because your offensive line over here, they're not moving. They're set and ready. But your C Rushing actually goes up to block and not just run out there, because if he just runs out in coverage, somebody stays with him. But he blocks down, that sells the option, and then he drifts out there. We'll finish that one off.
Yeah, and then he had the one later in the game where he kept.
Yep. So there you have it. That's what game ended up 54-6 in that one. What a night it was for the Trojans. Now they moved to 1-2 on the season and look to even the record against East Ascension. But that's another segment coming up in just a bit. We're going to take our first break of the night. When we come back, I think Coach will talk to some of the players. We'll gather around and we'll
talk to some of them.
Well, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
I'm gonna go try and whip somebody in some bag toss.
I think you ought to. I think they call it cornhole. But anyway, bag toss is right.
I served that one up for you. I knew you
did. I don't get to correct often, because I need correction as it is. But that's going to take care of our first segment. Again, we are live from Walk-Ons on a Thursday night. The Thomas Bachman.
Hey, I've been called all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, trust me. See, I just talk about correction, and here I step right into it. God has a way of taking care of me.
That's right.
I promise you that. But it is the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towing. We're live at Walk-Ons on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. an idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Senla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back live at Walk-Ons on a beautiful Thursday night. The bag toss, as Coach Bachman calls it, is going on out there. Tremendous crowd out there, and we had to switch. So a lot of times you'll see the angle that is a lot closer, but I'm here with a lot of the offensive line, and I think I could fit in with this offensive line. I don't know. I've seen you guys hit because they're sitting down. Thank you, Chuck. That's why I'm going to fire Chuck one of these days. I don't know when, but he does way too much, so I can't do that. But we're sitting here with Cam Calderon, James Harrington, and Brett Bain. And, guys, what a tremendous performance that you had. Offensive line, James, you play a lot of the H-back, then you'll settle down into a true tight end spot. That's been a position when the Ash offense that has been very crucial out there too. We saw you play some of that last year as well. Being the guy this year, how has that transition been?
Well, it started last year kind of. It was my first, starting position. You got guys like Shield Taylor that you got to live up to. So Shield taught me a lot of what I know and has helped me perform and, gotten the feel of it, I guess, and that's helped me perform with the best of my ability.
Look, I'm going to tell you, that's not a bad person to take advice from. I can tell you,
Most
tell
definitely.
you that. Yeah, to tell you, you talk to him a lot?
Every now and then,
Yeah.
I kind of ask him how it's going at Stanford, catch up with him and all that good stuff.
How important, and we talked about it last week, how important is it having those guys that are playing D1 football and different levels of football stay in contact with the team and lift you guys up?
Well, it's good. I was talking to John Goodman earlier. He graduated last year, played for us. I was talking to him about how it was playing in Bryant-Denny. He just got done with that Saturday, and he said it was
that was a close one, wasn't it?
Yeah, like an experience like no other, as he described it. So.
Isn't that cool? That's just great stuff.
It was great.
Cam, we saw you a lot on the offensive line last year, settled into that center role. How is it knowing that the offensive line has had to grow up because you've lost a lot of key players, but you guys have seemed to gel each and every week, getting a little bit better each time you step on the field?
It's good, we just work every day, work hard and get better. And as we work, just come together more as an O-line.
Brett, first time that we've seen you in a full-on role, getting a lot of action out there. What is it like this year stepping into that role? Same question that we had for Cam and going out there and knowing that, hey, I'm the guy. This is what we're doing. Hang on just a second. That's what happened to you, didn't you? I asked you. You could hear me. I just couldn't hear you. Hold on to that thought. We'll get back to you. My man, Chuck, this is what, look, I jokingly, and I shouldn't even joke about that, about getting rid of Chuck. I couldn't do any of this without Chuck by any means. Chuck Perkins, who does our producing on there and is like none other. He's going to turn that on, and we'll see if we can hear you. Go ahead. Hang on. Let me see if I can. There you go. Try that now.
All right.
There you go. I got you.
What was the question again?
I don't know. Your ability stepping in and growing with this offensive line that you guys have had to do.
It's a lot different than last year because I just sat on the sidelines every game and watched, but practice is about the same. Coach really just tests all of us and tries to just get us to do our very best every practice, and it's a lot different. It's a great experience to be able to go out there and fight with everybody that I get to practice with every day.
All right, so you big offensive linemen, guys down in the mud. You hear all of that hype. Game one, you actually had a lot of that mud. How cool was that? Outcome notwithstanding, but getting out there and playing that kind of football.
Yeah, it's a big difference in just watching. It's a lot of fun to get out there and actually play with them.
There you go. Of course, the next week you get onto the turf, and so the last couple of weeks you guys have been on the turf. How does the difference in the game go from a muddy, grassy field to that turf and what you guys are trying to do, James?
Well, we played at St. Thomas More. They've got a nice field. Then we went to Turpin, but I would say that us having a grass, I guess, home field maybe gives us an advantage over some of these guys that have turf fields. So we're able to just go out and do what we do.
There you go. You like to say. So we ask this question a lot of times, and it's no question. The 3, 4, 5 days of practice that you guys have are tough because staring across from you every day is one of the better defensive units in the state on there. How has that made you guys better, Cam?
Just working against those guys, knowing that they're probably like one of the best defenses in the state. It just makes us better, and as we keep fighting, it makes both sides better, and just overall great experience and stuff.
I'll ask you guys the same thing, too, going against that defensive unit that's there, because we've talked to Coach Mercer, we've talked to a lot of those guys, and there's no let-up off of that defense at all, Brett. They're coming at you each and every day.
Yeah, just guys like Wyatt and Bryce and, Jeremiah sitting over there. We get.
You see the look that he gets? Is that the look you get during practice too?
I'll make sure to give it to him on Monday. But just we're able to shape and kind of mold each other, make each other better as we go on to some of these tougher games that we face. So
and that was one of the questions too. Do you guys mingle in what you do and talk to each other about, hey, I'm doing this now? Because we see the offensive and defensive coaches, they'll talk about what they would do against a certain matchup. How close are you in the offensive and defenses that you work with?
We're all pretty good friends, and we talk, after practice and stuff about what what they're doing versus what we're doing, and it's, just make each other better every day.
Run blocking or pass blocking, what do you prefer?
I do like hitting people with pass blocking. I like it. It's not as tiring.
See, there you go. I'll ask you,
I like run blocking, being able to come off the ball and hit something, knock something off the line. I like run blocking.
You guys have been blocking for tremendous quarterback. Your running back, Datlin Cunningham, is off to a tremendous year on there. How much pride do you guys get seeing him go into the end zone time after time after time?
Well, it's good, being able to see another teammate, and not only Datlin, but, guys like Mingo and Jalen, it's all like a team effort. Just glad to know, and it makes us happy that, we get to see all of us succeed.
What do you work on now? And you guys have been getting better week by week by week. And, I mean, it's not an easy schedule by any means. Your strength of schedule is up there as much as anybody. But you have an East Ascension team that comes in there that Coach Bachman has said is probably one of the biggest teams that's in the state right now. So how do you prepare for that?
Well, and it goes back to, just the defense and going against them in practice every day. Now they're a big team, but we're going to be ready for it tomorrow.
Look, he told me he was nervous beforehand, and now he's not letting a question go by to my man down there. He ought to play linebacker. He's intercepting everything that goes. No, I'm kidding with you about that too. But no, you guys are back home. It's been 2 weeks in a row that you've been on the road. Some pretty decent road trips on there. You'll take some more of those, a couple of more of them during the district slide of it. But how does it feel getting back home in front of your own crowd?
It's definitely, the energy's a lot better, being able to have everybody there in the student section and everything, and I think it definitely makes us play better that we're on our home field and have our home team and all the fans there to support us.
And it's one thing that we've talked about with all of the coaches and all of the players that have been on before. The crowd over the last few years gets better and better each and every single week. We've seen an improvement on the showing up, for lack of a better word, it escapes me on there, the participation in families coming out here. And it just is a family, it's a community. Getting back into Butch Stoker Stadium's got to be exciting for you.
It's like one of the best things,
There you have it. Sitting around with the offensive linemen tonight, Cam Calderon, James Harrington, Brett Bain. Great work that you guys are doing. Again, this is the time I'd like to ask you questions about the rest of the season, but I get the same look that you got earlier I get from Coach Bachman when I talk about anything except this week, so we're not going to do that, but we'll have you guys back on again. You did wonderful on there. I appreciate you for coming in, and we're going to get into talking a little bit about East Ascension. What do you guys do on game day? So we've heard about the craziest thing that I've heard is a sleeping bag and the pillow. Who brings a sleeping bag and the pillow?
Oh, that's
right.
Bryce. Yeah, that's
right.
Old Bryce.
So has that caught on? I told her he was here on week one. I said, man, you're going to see other people bring that. Is anybody else doing that? No.
I don't see nobody else.
Nobody else is doing it. So what's a tradition that you guys have on game day? Is there anything the night before, and I know it's go home and get rest. I know that, but what's your day of or your night before that you have?
In the morning, O-line and like tight ends and stuff. We go to Why Not for breakfast and stuff.
Right.
Get up real early and go have ourselves a good breakfast. That's what we like to do.
I'm in. What time do y'all get up and go do that?
It's normally about 6 o'clock.
I'm out. You guys are going to have to get. They make one of those in the morning. I had no idea there was a 6 o'clock in the morning. That's I'm showing my age. No, that's a great job, and that's your tradition that has continued on for a lot of years. And I love the continuity that you guys have. Are what shows out on the field when you're able to go out there and represent the Trojans. And I sign off with each of the players that come on here. The work that you do representing Alexandria Senior High and the work that you guys do representing Alexandria makes us all proud. Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely.
There you go. We're going to be right back. We'll get into East Ascension when we come back. You are watching the Thomas Bachman Show live from Walk-Ons, brought to you by Sadler Towing. We'll be right back.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym, and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes!
Got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks. And then when we went to the Voice the next day, I got to meet Admiral Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back live to Walk-Ons. A beautiful, beautiful Thursday night. But I'm going to tell you what, Coach, it got a little warmer on us. It was cool the last couple of weeks that we were out here, and it's warmed up a little bit.
Yes, it has. I was just thinking, like, whew.
What is Doug
you
thinking?
Probably don't want to sit close to me between
social distancing at its finest.
I didn't make it home between practice and here, and yeah, I'm sure it's enjoyable for you right now.
Coach, you got to be proud of, I mean, week in and week out, and you always coach them up beforehand, but I know, and we let them go by talking about what great representatives they are for the city and for the school and for this entire area. But tell me about the fact that, I mean, you got a great bunch of guys, and the interviews that we've done throughout the years have always been humble, full of energy and pride, and talk about that a little bit.
No, we do. We have incredible kids, and we're very fortunate. We talk about it as a staff all the time. The days are challenging, and it's certainly not without, the things that we're all overcoming. There's a lot of life lived between Fridays and, over the course of the years, and but it's a great school and great team to be a part of, and very honored because it's difficult. I mean, it was hot this week.
Yeah.
And, you're pulling out of them, and it's your voice is being raised at them, and not every day is enjoyable. And they keep showing up. They keep working their butt off. They keep submitting. You can see that they want to perform well, and that just makes it really, really rewarding. We want to deliver something here to Central Louisiana and Alexandria that people can be proud of the way that our kids compete, and the results that we get too. I want them to be proud of the results that we go out and get for them, so that they can hang their head, that they can hold their head high.
Well, the toughness that it is, and yes, it was, because it cooled off, and then it got really hot again this week. But these guys are fighting through all of it, which just it builds them up and builds them up for the adversity they're going to face.
Make or break you.
That's right.
Difficult days can make or break you. When you set a standard and you try and practice and live your life to a standard, regardless of how things are going and what your external circumstances and factors are, you put all that aside and you continue to live and practice and play and operate and walk through life to a standard, you're going to end up having success, and that's what our kids have done.
One of the things that we talked about was community, and what a great amount of support that is at Walk-Ons. And so everybody out there, it's on it. They can wave hello. They're out on the screen now, and well, at least we've got one that listens to us, so that's good stuff.
My boy.
We got one saying hi. But you see the cornhole games that are going on outside of it, and the last couple of weeks. So this is the new area that Walk-Ons has, they've added and made the adjustments to it. They added the roof, the fans, and the TVs that are out here, and it's been filled up every week that we've been out here, and just as excited as we can be about it. There's a lot of folks out here having a great time at the Thomas Bachman Show, and we're talking talking East Ascension football now is what we do. We told you earlier the Spartans come to town. It is week 4. And that, man, you talk about things flying. We are already almost halfway into this thing.
Halfway into the regular season, no doubt. Yeah, they're a really good football team. They played some great football teams here to open the year as far as, what they played. So, we have a tremendous amount of respect for them. We think they've got depth. They've played multiple quarterbacks. Obviously, they have a starter, but, there's multiple guys that can go in there and play. They're really big across the front, got multiple backs. Receivers are explosive and hold you accountable. I mean, in so many ways, the sets and, some of the schemes that they try to attack you with are a lot like, there's some similarities in the way that we look when we're on offense. So, I mean,
it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good one.
I'm sitting here trying to say, like,
I know it's difficult.
We talk about it. Playing these people has been a whole lot of fun. Somebody, doing the coaches show or the coaches interviews that we do every Monday, for KLB and all that stuff. And, somebody was, who y'all got this week?
For the other networks, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that what I'm saying?
That's what I did.
Anyway, the
I
other
don't care.
networks.
I don't care.
Somebody, who y'all got this week? East Ascension. Somebody's like, man, you need to talk to the guy doing your schedule. I'm like, goodness.
You are talking to him.
It was, he was making a joke.
Right.
And, we laugh, and there's great camaraderie. Obviously, we're super competitive with each other, and you want to win. But, you also have a lot of respect for those other coaches because you just know what each other's going through and the difficulties and what you're trying to accomplish. So, it can also be a time that I really enjoy when I get to conversate with those guys. But I was just saying back to, man, it's been really fun.
Yeah.
Playing this competition, being in these atmospheres.
Every game, every week means something,
right.
and it's a battle.
One, of course, guy's been great to me, and he gets to come back to Central Louisiana. Robbie Martin is down there coaching for East Ascension, and when I came to town all those years ago, he was the head coach over at Pineville, and he was just very gracious and very good to me and very welcoming. And I'll always be appreciative of a guy that, was good to me when I first came to town, and I wish him well every night, but
not Friday, not tomorrow night.
Even at that, I just it'll be good to cross paths with him again and get a chance to talk to him pregame, postgame tomorrow night.
One of the things that we've done in the past and now with the other microphone. So this goes out to the fans that are in attendance here tonight. If you've got a question for Coach Bachman,
I don't know.
That's. If you've got a question for Coach Bachman, we've got a microphone that's up here. All you have to do, even the players can come up and ask you something, Coach. That's it's open mic night. It's not karaoke, but it's open mic night. But you'll be able to come up and stand beside us, and we'll get you.
Be careful the question
we'll get
you ask.
you
I might just answer it honestly.
A microphone. Look, I thought Chuck was coming to ask you a question, Coach. But so anybody that's in attendance here that wants to come up and ask the coach a question, you're certainly welcome to do that. Great crowd that is out here tonight.
Really is. It's fun, isn't it?
I think you scared them, Coach, is what I really believe.
When you get together, and man, it is. It's fun to look out over the crowd and see the camaraderie and.
Well, your offensive guys, they talked about it. They meet up and go for breakfast on Friday mornings.
They have two of the best coaches, best human beings that anybody could ask for, leading them each and every day. Incredible coaches, schematically, fundamentally sound, all that stuff. But who they are and the example that they set, you can see it bleed into their position groups in a way. And that they are a representative of the people that coach them every single day. And I know that the kids would tell you how much they love Coach Free and Coach Skip and the job that they do and how much they admire them. So,
we talk about them a lot.
Yeah, Jay Tom was playing, Coach Free's nephew was playing at Brame tonight. They had a junior high game, and so he wasn't able. Obviously, he's going to make that and watch and support him. So
Indeed.
Wasn't able to make it tonight, but definitely want to make sure we say their names.
And look at the improvement that have been made from week 1, week 2, week 3, continuing to grow on there. Those guys take as much pride as anybody that I've ever seen, and all of your coaching staff does, about working on the little things and getting better. And when we talk to them, I say, what do you have to do to prepare? And they said, get better.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, And that's what it is. I mean, it's just, you get better the more reps you get, the more you stay after it, the more you begin to understand. I mean, there's probably some things that are starting to come together for them where there's more and more recognition. I mean, Cam's the only returning starter up there. Right. Of course, James is an extension of that offensive line with a lot of the roles that he plays. But, he's the veteran, and they're starting to gel together. I mean, we went early in the year. Cam was out for about a month with the hip, and Jacoby was out with a groin. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And you miss all those reps, but we're starting to get some guys back, and they're starting to play together. And when you can get 5 operating as one, and that continuity, that camaraderie starts to build, hopefully we take off and we just continue to improve week after week.
There you go. We're going to take our final break of the night. Before we do that, so Saturday, this past Saturday that was there, we talked about it in the pregame of the Friday night show, was your birthday. Didn't get to make it there, but of course, happy birthday to you. Coached your final game in the 30s, Coach, and now you started out into your 40s. And so does you feel any different?
No.
I don't know. Wait till you get 50, Coach, and then
until obviously I knew my birthday was coming, but you get so single-minded, so focused on what's right here in front of you until you said it on Wednesday night,
But it's every year during football season. I don't know how.
And my
I got to think how that
she surprised me. Just
football
a great
family that you've got and have a son born during football season. I don't know how. Anyway, that's
football family.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Right, indeed it was. Going to take our final break, but happy birthday to you this past Saturday. This past Saturday night. Going to take our final break of the evening. When we come back, we'll find out what to expect from East Ascension on offense and what they bring defensively and how we think that they will manage against this Trojan offense and defense as well. We'll do all of that when we come back. We are live from Walk-Ons. This is the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towing on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
If you could fly, you can play hide and go seek in the clouds. I want to be a pilot. So you can see the whole entire world. you could fly, you could see the whole world whenever you want.
You're really gonna go on a plane with a pilot. Seriously. Your dream's gonna come true.
Please join us in supporting Dreams Come True of Louisiana. Donate today at gilesgivesback.com.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
And we are back live at Walk-Ons. We are enjoying the evening. A lot of great food that is passing around out there. The food has started to make it out there. We appreciate Ricky Tompkins and the Walk-Ons group for everything that they do. This was when we made the phone call to Ricky. Gosh, it's been 4 years now.
Been here a while
since we've been coming out here. He jumped at the opportunity to do that, and just excited. And every year, it's not. It's a call of, hey, we doing football again? I was like, Ricky, we doing football again. There's no doubt about that. Great crowd. I thought we were going to have a question for you, Coach, but then the food came. So there's a lot of
I'm good with that.
A lot of eating and on that going on. So it's up to me again to ask you the questions, and I'll do that. I'm a little shy, but we're gonna work through the nerves. Coach, when you're on offense, what do you see across there besides just big players out of that East Ascension defense?
Well, they're athletic. They're multiple. They're gonna, they do they mix coverages and they don't just sit in one thing where you can get comfortable. Trying to attack one thing. They're going to mix it up and try and keep you on your toes. They're going to match formations really well. They play good situational defense when you get close to the goal line as far as what they do with their fronts and, how they try and make life difficult on you. And then, they're good players. I mean, there's a lot of experience, that's back in some spots. I mean, obviously, new faces from last year, but they're 3 games into this thing. So, even the new faces has begun to grow up and get a lot of Friday night action between a scrimmage, a jamboree, and then the first 3 games. So, they're multiple on defense. And, that's fun to have to get your kids prepared for the looks that they're going to see because, you're calling things and you're playing with tempo and they have to understand how to sort it out. So it makes the week really fun and really challenging to try and get all the information presented so that they can go perform well because that's what the kids want to perform well. And I mean, the thing that keeps me up, late at night and just, do you have them prepared? Do you have them prepared? Do you have them prepared? And, we'll hammer them, but, we're very difficult on the kids when they make some mistakes. But if it's a repeated mistake over and over again, just take that to heart because it all starts with the job that you do, trying to get them prepared for what they're going to see and, the football that we know and how much we know an opponent. I mean, this is what we do for a living. This is our lives. It's not necessarily what the kids know, and so it's being very selective in the information that's presented to them so that you don't cloud their minds too. So
before we look at what you'll see when you have the football, I want to go back to that game prior and weeks prior and talk about special teams. They've gotten better each week along the way. Washington at return has been great. And knowing when to fair catch it, knowing when to take it and run with it. And folks that think that is easy, just look at any Saturday in college football and see the games that are changed because of fumbles that are recovered on muffed punts. Had a 34-yard field goal. Yes.
In the St. Thomas More game from last year when we played them to this year when we played them, hidden yardage, there was probably 250 yards of field position that was flipped from the field position that we won the previous year versus the field position that they were able to win.
A lot of your drives
Obviously,
were
they got the kickoff return. They returned the ball into plus. Their starting field position was a lot more, and we're improving. Obviously, we're excited about the situation that we have at kicker, and we've got some young guys that are going to be in the program for a couple of years, and. The harder they work, the harder they're working their butt off. But the more they work, the older they get, the stronger those legs are going to get. And we're going to be putting the ball in the end zone here before long. I really believe that.
There's no doubt. I think we're seeing an average between the 5 and the 10. So, and it's getting better each and every week on there. So now we'll get back a little bit to East Ascension because I just didn't want to get out of here without talking about the improvement on special teams play throughout the weeks. But when your offense is out there, what are you looking at? I mean, when your defense out there, what do you see in East Ascension do when they have the football?
Well, as we were talking earlier, they look like us formationally. They're open. They have the ability to put a tight end there and get in a whole lot of different formations, but they're going to be, some 10 personnel. There'll be 11 personnel tight end off the ball, and the schemes are similar. They're going to run inside zone. They're going to run some gap schemes, some GH counter, and the quarterback can push the ball down the field vertically, and they have receivers that can go get it. I mean, they got a great little slot that's dynamic and, can make you miss in space and, out on the edge. I mean, they look the part.
We talked to your corners and safeties and your defensive backfield some throughout the first couple of games of this season. They seem to respond very well to that and seem to bring a lot of physicality to situations like that as well. They've got to be looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that they're excited about the challenge and what's in front of them. We're glad to get back home. I think that's I hope that the heat doesn't keep people away. I mean, our community has been great, and the crowds have been incredible through the years, and I wouldn't expect tomorrow night to be any different. But, we do hope it's one of those atmospheres where the crowd and the stands and all that has an impact on the game, and the kids feed off of that energy and that buzz that's in the stadium. I fully anticipate. I thought we took a good crowd last Thursday night to be a Thursday night in a crowd. And I think we've talked about this on the show before, but one of the cool things, if anybody gets to the stadium early, is just all the kids that are involved in Friday night that are beyond the football team, seeing the parade of students from the band and the palm line and the dance and the cheer and that line just stretches out the front gate and around corner and down the track, and that's really fun for me. And
the participation in everything, and that is such a great point, because you do see the support teams that are out there that are rallying around.
There's a lot of kids involved in a Friday night that are not in a football uniform, and that's a great thing. And then you add in the student section, and that's another whole couple hundred kids that are involved, and that's what makes high school football so special.
We've seen it in the past too, and this kind of gets away from football just a minute, but anytime we've done basketball games or baseball, softball games, these guys are out there supporting the other units as well. I know the softball games, they'll park the trucks back behind the center field.
I don't know if make sure they behave sometimes.
Right, because it is softball, so yeah. But it's just a sense of school spirit and pride that stretches out from May from August to May.
It's year round, but yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, great to see. Coach, that's going to wrap it up for this evening. It has been a tremendous night here at Walk-Ons, and certainly we appreciate you for taking time out of your week to come out and do this, and all of the players that have made it out. We'll get some more of them on the show next week.
Keep rolling them through and see who I'm going to go get their coffee one day when I retire, when they're on like whatever the show is now. I don't even know Sports Center. Y'all watch Sports Center? Y'all don't watch Sports Center? Sports Spinners?
Say no, Coach. Until it comes on 446 Sports, we don't. That's the
right.
answer.
That's right. Do y'all watch 446 Sports? Look at them all.
See, there they go. They are tonight at least.
No,
and
it is fun to see the kids get in the chair, and I think that's important that they learn to communicate and articulate and speak through and communicate, a message. And so the more opportunities that some of them get, the better they get at it.
Well, there you have it. We encourage you, as we always do, to not watch this game tomorrow night. Get your tail down to the stadium and watch it from J.L. Butch Stoker Stadium. That's
right.
Where you need to be. The beauty, we have over half of our viewers, Coach, and we had, close to 1,500 that have watched the Natchitoches Central game.
Wow.
Half of those went back and watched it after the game because it stays up on our YouTube channel. If you've not found our YouTube channel, just go to YouTube and search for 446 Sports. Like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you a nickel to subscribe. Hit the little bell, and that tells you when we go live. Went in and talked to one of our supporters. They sponsor our scoreboard. Wallace Eye Associates sponsors our scoreboard that's up. I'm pointing to it like it's going to be up there, and of course it's not because it's not the game going on. And he is subscribed and has a little bell, and he said, Doug, that's all I'm getting is updates about you going live. It's what we're doing, and we're looking to grow the 446 Sports family next season, but we've got a lot of work to do in this one. Coach, look forward to talking to you a little bit pre-game tomorrow night. As always, thank you for everything that you do.
I'll be looking forward to that too. That means we're close to kickoff, and all the chaos of the day is over, and the anticipation, gosh, it's brutal. The anticipation of waiting on game time to get here is not always the best part for me. So I'm looking forward to talking to you in pregame.
Well, we're looking forward to it as well. And before I get out, too, a big thank you to everyone that has made it out tonight. We could not do the show if it wasn't for you guys coming out and supporting.
That's
so
right.
hats off to all of you as well. And we'll be back here next week. Now, next week gets tricky. I think it's homecoming week. Next week, is that you don't?
Yeah,
I know you don't follow that.
We'll figure it out.
We'll get there, but we'll be back here again. We told you don't sit home and watch this game just because we can. One thing we found a lot of folks are doing, and I know this because they send us comments about when we mess up, but you can take your phone in there with you and watch the game and follow along with it. We've got the instant replays that are out there, thanks to my man Chuck that's doing that.
I bet you that's fun to read.
Well, no, because look, let me tell you, it's like offensive lineman, Coach, and not, the only time we call the name is when something bad happens. And I'll have offensive linemen mamas call me or text me and say, wait a minute, my baby, didn't you see that block? It's like, yes, ma'am.
Saw some coach put out something on maybe Twitter or something. He said, I just want all the fans to know that we made sure that we covered the coaching point, block somebody, and catch the ball this week or something like that. Whatever's always screamed from the we made sure that we covered those coaching points.
It's 15 years ago, and I was listening to ESPNU on the radio coming back in today, and it was the 15th anniversary of Mike Gundy going off on the media because they were attacking one of these kids for what they thought, because he didn't catch the ball, he couldn't do this. And
it was a quarterback.
Man, you saw the passion. And so always good for a good sound bite is Mike Gundy.
He is.
There's no doubt about that. But, again, thank you to everyone that is watching this. You can go back and watch it again tonight. Everything stays on our YouTube channel. It's there. But if you need the link to it and you want to watch it during the game, go to 446sports.com. If you're looking from your mobile phone or your mobile device, which a lot of people are doing, probably 75% of our viewers are from their mobile phone, there's 3 little dashes up in the top right-hand corner. Click on that. You'll drop down. You'll see the high school tab. Click on that, and you'll see the Ash Trojans on there. And there is a picture of the coaches show, and there's a picture of the game. All you do is click that picture of the game, and it's going to take you to our Boxcast broadcast. And that is our best picture of it. Facebook and YouTube tend to I guess, squish it down just a little bit for lack of a better word. But 446sports.com, the Ash Trojan page is there. Coach, I know that you sent that out last week, and it gets circulated, and thank you so much. Our viewership, we had over 10,600 views in the last month just through our Facebook page alone, and it's because of the product that you guys are putting on. We cover Menard and we cover Buckeye, and couldn't do it without you guys, the fans. So for everyone in attendance tonight, thank you very much. My man Chuck Perkins, who as always keeps everything going for us.
He runs the show for sure.
Coach Bachman, for taking your time out, all of the players and families that made it out tonight, I thank you as well. And, of course, we could not do all of this without God, who makes everything that we do possible, and I thank you for that. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night. We'll see you next time.